Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to another segment of Tuts Poems. All right, conversational narrative with Mr. John Tutson. How you doing there, sir?
I'm doing very well, Ron. Another
Okay,
day,
all right.
another
Another.
chance.
All right, that's awesome. We apologize for those us coming on late, little technical difficulties, Wi-Fi issues, but that's just how it goes. And hey, we are here now. We just got to fight through all the obstacles in life. Hey, a good life lessons right there. I think that's a poem, man. You could come up with.
Fighting through
Yes,
life's obstacles is what we do.
yes, sir. That's what we do. Exactly. So, all right. Well, again, this show is designed for those who love poetry. All right, and especially those that are the baby boomers that would love to get their poems out there. And even if you would like to recite some of your poems, if you are a writer out there, we would love to have you on. We would love to read your poems as well. Have you read because hey, poetry form, okay? And so this is Tuts Poems. And if you'd like to get in contact with Mr. John Tutson, there's his email right there, tutspoems@gmail.com, as well as go join the Facebook page, okay? Hey, Tuts Poems Facebook page. We'd love to connect with you out there. All right, John, so what do you have for us, man?
Well, today I decided I was going to go ahead and get back to my beginning. And the poems that I initially started with, when I first started writing, I was really trying to merge storytelling with poetry. So
Mm-hmm.
the first poems I wrote were actual stories, and so I'd like to share some of those with you. I'm sorry
Okay.
I didn't send you the title of these, but the first one I'm going to read is called "The Alliance."
All right.
Ricky and Dan were the best of friends. Crime after crime they did again and again. Being number one in their field was their obsession. Holding up banks was their chosen profession. Determined to be remembered in history books, they thought themselves more than common crooks. These two united to form the perfect alliance. Getting away with their crime was an intricate science. The police were amazed at the work of these two, stealing the money and never leaving a clue. They were in and out in almost no time. Newspapers called them the magical crimes. Soon they were heroes like Bonnie and Clyde. It seemed like the public was all on their side. Next, they prepared for an incredible job. The richest bank in the state they planned to rob. The plan was laid out and about to begin. Ricky and Dan entered the bank at a quarter to 10. Dan stepped up to the teller with a bag and a note. This is a stick up, is what he had wrote. But Dan wasn't watching the trigger the teller's left arm as he used it to trigger the silent alarm. Ricky pulled out his weapon, then bolted the door and told everyone in there to lay on the floor. Each teller and customer did as they were told, except the security guard who did something quite bold. He ran towards a window to try and jump out. Just as he grabbed it, they heard Ricky shout, "He's getting away, Dan. Shoot him fast." Unfortunately, that move was the security guard's last. Well, up until now, this all had been fun. They just robbed a bank, never hurt anyone. Up until then, they had only been stealing. Their whole image changed once they started killing. Now they were killers whose plan had gone wrong. Dan said, "We better get out of here. We've been in here too long." Then a cop with a bullhorn proceeded to shout, "The bank is surrounded. Throw your weapons out." Ricky and Dan had a big decision to make. Let us go free, and only one hostage we'll take. No deals, said the cop with the bullhorn voice. Come out with your hands up is your only choice. Outside in a building to the bank robber's right, a sniper on the SWAT team had them both in his sights. Two squeezes with his trigger, and both boys lay dead. The cause of their death, exploding heads. They assumed they'd be mentioned in history books. Instead, they were regarded as insignificant crooks. Their romantic image was quickly forgotten. Newspapers said they had simply gone rotten. Two criminals who got just what they deserved. Chalk one up for the good guys and justice served.
Wow. Wow, wow. I mean, I was kind of thinking of a little bit of a Bonnie and Clyde situation there
Yeah,
towards the end. But
yeah, I was reading it and I was thinking, I probably got the inspiration. I think it was around the time that Slick Rick had made his song. You remember Slick Rick's
yeah,
song? God, I can't
children's
think of the
story.
name of it. Children's Story, yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I may
What's up,
have
Michelle?
been
Hey,
inspired by that. Hello, Michelle.
welcome.
So
All right. Committee. Awesome. Yeah. Hey, well, hey, that was a very good story right there, John. Definitely. Oh, wow. Again, for those who just tuning in, we just came on a little bit late because of Wi-Fi issues, but we are here. And if you're a poet out there, we would love to hear from you and tell us what you think about the poems that John reads. And again, if you're a poet, we'd love to have you on the show because this is also an encouragement for those baby boomers out there to, hey, just go do it. Just put your artwork out there. If you are an artist, if you're into the arts, poetry reading, or for this show, please feel free. Okay. Wow, John. That was good right there. That was good. Anything else you want to add to that?
no, it was just poem about people trying to figure out the easy way and what happens in a lot of cases.
So, so basically, trying to take a shortcut in life is not going to work.
Right.
Hey, that's a good, valuable lesson right there. You got to go through the process, people. Hey, awesome, awesome. Again, this is Tuts Poems, conversational narrative. Hey, feel free to comment or so and spread this out, share this podcast with others. All right, as we're going live. All right, John, what else you have for us, sir?
This is a poem called Beware. At one point in my life, I was following wrestling. And so I wrote a poem, and this is about wrestling.
All right. Oh,
Wrestling, really.
wrestling. Oh, and
I
David
got it.
said he's listening too. All right.
All
Hey,
right, thank
David.
you, David. Okay, this poem is called Beware. Vicious Vic teamed up with Bashing Blair to become wrestlers extraordinaire. Inflicting pain was a love they shared, a match made in hell, one wrestler swear. Biting and gouging and beating in heads, dispatching foes quickly to hospital beds. To be the most feared was their ultimate aim. Beware was a well-chosen tag team name. Contusions and bruises, fractures and slings awaited those brave souls who entered the ring. Beware also fought dirty, a very mean pair. They enjoyed sending wrestlers to intensive care. Soon everyone came to the same realization. A fight with Beware meant hospitalization. In an attempt to make a long story short, the owners said Beware was bad for their sport. They attempted to force the tag team to quit. Beware threatened to tear those rich owners to bits. Ranting and raving, they shouted and said, "Our belts stay on our bodies until we are dead." So a challenge was issued to any who dare to save the good sport of wrestling from the tag team Beware. 1 million in gold to the wrestlers who won, and many men tried, but it couldn't be done. One manager said, "Your searching is through. My team will toss Beware out like a worn out shoe." Sally Rog is the name of this tag team. In the wrestling world, they'll soon reign supreme. These guys were ugly, without a doubt, resembling something a cat had dragged out. Pink skin covered with stubble like they just had a shave. They looked like Neanderthals right out of a cave. Which one was bigger? It was hard to decide. They looked like two giants as they stood side to side. Beware wasn't phased. They were ready to fight. They said, show us what you got. We don't believe hype. All four moved to the corners, ready to work. When the bell rang, the wrestlers all went berserk. Salarog #1 went first and rushed Bashing Blair. Gave him a chop to the throat, grabbed a handful of hair. He picked him up over his head and with a mighty spin, slammed his body to the canvas again and again. Salarog #2 grabbed Vicious Vic, put him in a full Nelson till his neck went click. It was great to watch Beware finally get their due. Within 5 minutes, that match was through. Beware was demolished. Every bone was broke. Salarog's manager finally spoke. Ladies and gentlemen, say goodbye to Beware. They'll be joining their victims in intensive care. It's a shame they had to end up this way. It's a shame they had to end up like this, but they'll recover with the help of a physical therapist. You reap what you sow. Beware had to be taught. If you spell Salirog backwards, you'll see who they fought. And the answer is gorillas.
Wow, wow. When you were saying Beware, I was thinking of Coco Beware from back in the day. I don't know if you ever
Oh,
remember him.
No, I don't remember him.
Yes, yeah, he had a talking parrot named Frankie. Yes,
Oh,
again. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I was in that
your
wrestling,
wrestling
as
is
you would
so
say.
yeah, wrestling is so regional.
Thank you, Michelle. Yes, hey, man, great piece right there, John. Hey, all right, man, I haven't been to a wrestling match in years. Wow. Interesting. Again, this is Tuts Poems, all right. Hey, for those who are tuning in, I want to thank you all so much. This is a podcast we do each and every Wednesday, all right, at 5 o'clock, and we'd love to, have your feedback. And if you know any poets that you think that will be good for the show as well, hey, make sure you definitely have them get in contact with John, all right, tutspoems@gmail.com, or go to visit the Facebook page. Those are watching on the Facebook page as well, and go join it, all right, Facebook page, Tuts Poems. We'd love to connect with you out there because, hey, with this technology, hey, there's a lot that you can do, so don't let nothing stop you, all right, John, hey, what else you have for us, sir, in that arsenal of poetry power, as we would say?
Okay, my next one is called The Gambling Man.
The Gambling Man. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Big Jim Baker.
Gambling Man.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Big Jim Baker was a gambling man. A better poker player never played a hand. One night at the table sat tough Billy T, a cheating card player playing out of his league. Billy had been winning and now started to leave. Big Jim accused Billy of having a card up his sleeve. Billy jumped up yelling, "Big Jim, you're a lie." Big Jim whipped out his pistol in the blink of an eye. Billy stopped in his tracks and with a weak voice was able to mumble about putting his hands on the table. When his hands came up, Billy was holding a gun. Of all his mistakes, this was the worst one. Big Jim looked at Billy with eyes like a lion, said, "This time you've been caught. Boy, ain't no use lying." "And you called me a cheat, but can you prove it?" Big Jim said, "I can, Billy. Your jacket, remove it." Billy shook off the jacket and threw it at Jim and said, "There's nothing in there. You can rip out the hem." Big Jim tossed aside the jacket, gave Billy a disgusted look as Billy was screaming how he'd been called a crook. Other players at the table, not sure of Jim's claim, said, "Maybe you're wrong. Let's get on with the game." Big Jim said, "He cheated. I'll prove it. You'll see." There's not a card player alive that could ever cheat me. Big Jim said, now, Billy, I'm calling your bluff. I know that card's in your fancy French cuff. Billy jumped back astonished and raised up his pistol. Big Jim shot him with a bullet the size of a missile. As Billy lay dead on the floor, no longer so tough, Big Jim pulled an ace of spades from Billy's fancy French cuff.
Yeah, hey, oh Billy, man, Jim. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You know, I never was good at playing cards. So I, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm still trying to learn spades a little bit, but wow, okay,
Yeah,
all right. Man, yes. Hey, go if those watching, go ahead on in, snap your fingers, whatever, you know, hey, or give the hand claps as Michelle does. Thank you so much. All right, for the encouragement.
yeah.
Yeah, Jim ain't playing. No, hey,
You
must put
know,
some serious money on the line.
I'm looking at these poems, and I'm like, wow, these are might be considered violent by today's standards, but maybe
Right.
not.
Hey, man. Yeah. Yeah, Jim. Hey, Jim's serious there. Awesome, man. Hey, now, how long ago you wrote these poems? You said.
I wrote all of this stuff back in the '90s.
Okay, all right, man. And well, hey, it definitely shows its relevancy for today. So those some powerful pieces right there, man. Awesome. Tuts Poems, y'all, conversational narrative. Again, those tuning in, thank y'all so much. All right, hey Stephanie, hey, thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you know of a poet or some poets out there that would love to be a part of the show, feel free to get in contact with us. All right, we come on every Wednesday right here at 5 o'clock. Okay, and this is to encourage a lot of these poets out here. And um, again, hey, the sky's the limit for you. All right, and make sure you go join the Facebook page right there. All right, Tuts Poems. Okay, Tuts Poems. Awesome. All right, so what we've had three of them so far, right?
Yes, I.
Oh,
If you have time, I have
hey, if
time.
you
I have one more.
go ahead, sir. Hey, it's your show. Yes.
Okay. This one is called The Flight of Fantasy.
Okay.
Bill Burton was boring and hated his life. Duller, he thought, than an old butter knife. So boring, in fact, it was downright frightening. Never had he done anything considered exciting. Existence without meaning, life without worth. Hard to believe he'd been boring since birth. In 40 years of living, he thought it a shame. He had accomplished nothing. Now he wanted some fame. Oh, woe is me, Bill always would fret. I've no family or friends, not even a pet. Life up to now was a sad waste of time, and that in itself is a terrible crime. That no one will remember me is my greatest fear, and I want people to know that Bill Burton was here. From the time he woke up till he slept with his dreams, Bill Burton was thinking of fame making schemes. For days and weeks, then months, Bill was racking his brain. Then he thought up a plan with which fame could be gained. It was so simple that Bill was surprised. I'll have my death nationally televised. If I'm going to go, then this I can use as my way of making the national news. No razors or peels done in the quiet of night. I'm going out with a bang, with a crowd and spotlights. He stood on the ledge of the tallest building downtown. He yelled, I'm taking the quickest way down. A crowd gathered below to watch his deadly flight. Bill thought, so far everything is going just right. According to my schedule, I'll be on the evening news. Where in the world are those stupid camera crews? Well, he waited and waited for those folks to arrive. thinking that's the only reason that I'm still alive. 2 hours later, it became clear no television cameras would be coming out here. And Bill was denied his one hope at fame. He was destined to be just another no name. An old man below said, "Please come down. Things might look better once you're back on the ground." As Bill moved, his foot slipped in the poop of a bird. A news crew rolled up just as Bill hit the curb. They interviewed the man on the streets who said such a waste, but they never mentioned Bill Burton or showed his face. Hello. I think I lost Ron. Hey, man. Oh, it went back out? Okay. Hmm. Yeah.